Hello, Marie.
Hello, Todd.
So you've come to experience hypnosis.
Yes.
And to see if hypnosis, hypnotherapy can help you.
Yes.
And what is it that you're trying to achieve?
I would like to hopefully learn to focus my mind and my energy a bit more, because I do think all over the place normally,
Okay.
so I need to balance my energy a bit.
Okay, so you're looking at being able to focus and concentrate
That's
your
it.
mind
That's
on
it.
one specific thing at a time?
Yeah, it's sort of
without
on my
distraction?
studies and then focus on work without being distracted by other things. Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, what I'm going to do with you today is something called self-hypnosis.
Okay.
So I'm going to teach you how you can hypnotize yourself
That sounds
so
good.
that you can achieve these things. Because with hypnosis, or with hypnotherapy, it's empowerment. So instead of the hypnotist taking control of you and having you do something that the hypnotist wants you to do, what we do is empower you. So we give you the resources, give you the tools, so that you can take control over those things in your life that you want to take control over, or things you want to achieve, like being able to focus and concentrate more.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's more of an empowering dynamic, as opposed to me, the hypnotist, I'm going to take control over you and make you do things.
Yeah.
Okay? It's a totally different dynamic. And so with self-hypnosis, this is a good representation of this empowerment. So by teaching you how you can use hypnosis to achieve those things that you want to achieve, and allow yourself to go away and practice this and do the work on your own, is much more effective than for someone like me to sit with you every day and to give you suggestions that you are more focused and more concentrating, or that you are more able to focus and more able to concentrate. So I'm going to help you to go away and do the work yourself.
That sounds good.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that's what self-hypnosis is about. Now, self-hypnosis is quite interesting because it encompasses many things. There isn't just one particular way to do self-hypnosis. There are many different ways of doing self-hypnosis. So what I'm going to do with you today is just teach you a very basic approach to doing self-hypnosis. But as time goes on, as you become proficient and familiar with self-hypnosis, then you can explore the ways that you can achieve the same effect. Okay? So what do you know about hypnosis? Have you been hypnotized before?
I've never been hypnotised in person. I've used YouTube hypnosis to go to sleep, and I've seen little bits on TV, but I don't know that much about it.
Okay. There's a lot of misconceptions about hypnosis, and what I want you to appreciate and understand, that hypnosis is a very natural state of consciousness, or natural states of consciousness that we go in and out of every day of our life spontaneously. Have you ever taken a journey, reached your destination but don't remember the journey?
Probably, yeah.
Well, that's a hypnotic state. Have you ever been reading a book, watching a film, or doing something you enjoy doing, and you find that you're doing this to the complete exclusion of everything around you?
Yeah.
So if somebody said something to you, you heard them but it didn't really register?
Yeah, no, that's happened, yeah.
Because you're so focused and concentrated. Well, this focused and concentrated attention, state of mind, is a hypnotic state. You know, when you go to bed at night, you pull the duvet up over you, and that is that in-between state where you're not really asleep, but you're not really awake.
Yeah.
That in-between state. Well, that's a hypnotic state. And the same in the morning, when you sort of wake up, but your mind isn't fully awake and your body's not fully awake, there's that in-between state.
Yeah.
Both hypnagogic and hypnopompic states are natural states of hypnosis that we enter into every day of our lives. Have you ever daydreamed?
Yeah.
That's another natural hypnotic state. So you can understand that you're going in and out of these natural states every day, spontaneously, and these are all natural states of hypnosis. Okay? And what we're going to do is, with hypnotherapy and with hypnosis, is we're going to just basically enter into one of these states, whichever one you enter into, it doesn't matter, okay? I'm going to guide you, I'm going to give you instruction, but you're going to allow yourself to go into one of these states all by yourself. So unlike the GPS, I'm going to be giving you guidance instructions, but you're in the driver's seat. It's up to you to take yourself where you're going to go.
Right.
So I'm just the guide, and you're in total control. You can basically listen to my instructions, or if I say turn right, you decide you want to go straight, you can go straight. You're in total control of the process. Okay. Throughout, you're in total control. And also, what I like you to understand is that when you're in one of these states, your mind, the subconscious mind, that part of your mind who you really are, that part of your mind that holds your long-term memories, your habits, your beliefs, everything about you, all your learning, all your experiences. Well, what will happen is that part of your mind will become more accessible and more receptive to positive suggestions that I'm going to give you. Now, these positive suggestions are based on your desire to be able to focus and concentrate more. And so the suggestions I'm giving you, you already are expecting and accepting. So all I'm going to be doing is, when you're in one of these natural hypnotic states, is to give you these suggestions so that they become much deeper embedded into your subconscious mind. And what that does is amplify your desire to be more focused, to have more concentration. Okay, does that make sense?
I think so, yeah.
So that's what hypnosis is, and how we use hypnosis to help you to achieve what it is that you want to achieve. So the hypnotherapy aspect is using the hypnotic state to achieve something that you want.
Okay.
And it's that simple. So there isn't any fancy definitions or anything you need to worry about or understand. It's all very natural. Okay. So do you have any questions about hypnosis or anything else?
I'm a bit worried because I'm taking responsibility here, but can I go wrong?
No, there's no right or wrong with hypnosis, and that's the beauty of it. You don't need to know anything, you don't need to do anything. And so when we start the process, I'm going to be instructing you on what to do and teaching you what to do. And then I'm going to do it now consciously, and then I'm going to teach it to you again in a hypnotic state so that you won't forget it, so it's embedded into subconscious. And then afterwards I'm going to ask you to practice it so that you can demonstrate that you know what you're doing. So it's totally safe, and I'll make sure that before we finish today you understand fully what you're doing and why you're doing it and how you need to do it.
Okay, great.
Is that all right?
It sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
And just at the end of it, coming back out of the hypnotic state, is that easy? That's something I can do myself.
Yeah, absolutely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you how you do that. So it's very simple. All you do to go into hypnosis is make yourself comfortable somewhere you're not going to be disturbed. Decide what you want to achieve with the self-hypnosis that you're doing, and then to decide how long you're going to do it. And as long as you're comfortable, somewhere quiet, you're not going to be disturbed, your phone's off, you've been to the toilet, you're in a comfortable position, you just close your eyes and you start the hypnotic process. And then once you feel you're in a deep enough hypnotic state, you do the hypnotic work that you want to do, which I'll explain to you in a minute. And then when you finish doing the hypnotic work, you can either remain in that nice, relaxed, comfortable state for as long as you want, and then when you're ready to bring yourself out of that comfortable, relaxed state, then all you do is count yourself up from 1 to 10 and tell yourself you're going to open your eyes at the count of 10, and then you're fully wide awake. And if you're doing it when you go to sleep at night, you don't count yourself up, you just tell yourself I'm going to drift off into a nice, comfortable sleep, and I'll wake up at the appropriate time in the morning.
Great.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And so there isn't anything that you need to be concerned about. You're going to have total control over the process at all times.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Makes me feel good. Yeah.
All right, great. So let me just tell you a little bit more about self-hypnosis, because as I said, you can do many things with self-hypnosis. And so you mentioned you've done some online hypnosis, and some meditation, mindfulness, this sort of thing. So like the practice of meditation or other relaxation techniques, self-hypnosis allows you to relax your body totally free of stress. And that's one of the nice, beautiful things about it. It relaxes and calms your mind and also helps you to maintain a clear and focused mind, which is what you want to achieve. Now, this in turn will give you more control over your thinking, more control over the way you behave, and more control over the way you interact with people in your life, or others in your life, or situations in your life. So you'd be in a much more calm, much more relaxed, and much more in control and clear thinking when you're interacting with others. And this control will also promote more confidence within yourself, okay, and confidence in your ability to achieve those things that you want to achieve, to be able to focus and concentrate when you need to focus and concentrate on your studies or on anything else that you need to focus and concentrate on. Okay. So it's going to also give you that confidence in yourself and your ability to do it. And so we're not only going to train your mind to focus and concentrate, there's so many other benefits that you'll get from doing self-hypnosis. And as you practice it on a regular basis, it will develop into a nice virtuous cycle. So the more you do, the more proficient you become. The more you do, the more in control you feel, the more relaxed you feel, the more calm you feel, the more you're able to focus and concentrate. And you just feel more in control of your life. So it just gets stronger and stronger as time goes on, the more you do. And it's like anything else. You want to learn to play the piano, you have to practice to become proficient. But once you learn how to do it and you start doing it, it doesn't take as long as learning how to play the piano. The results are very quickly, only in a matter of weeks, days and weeks, you're going to start seeing the changes take effect. So it's much easier than learning a lot of things. And you learn how to read, you learn how to write, you learn how to speak, you learn how to walk and talk. So it's the same sort of thing when you start out doing something. It may seem a little bit awkward, but after you do it for a few times, you get used to it. And then after you do it half dozen to a dozen times, it's going to feel more natural. And then eventually, after a couple of weeks, it'll just become an automatic, natural process, just like walking and talking is. So the more you do, the quicker the results, and the more proficient you become. Okay? So it's something to keep in mind. And it's interesting because you're going to find that you not only become more relaxed, more calm, more clear thinking, and more in control and confident, but you're going to become even more relaxed about yourself and more clear in your mind. And this is going to help promote the natural body existence. So the body's designed to heal itself. It's designed to control everything you do. It has this automatic process that looks after you. And so by doing self-hypnosis, by relaxing, by focusing, by concentrating, you're going to bring your body back in tune with its natural energy, okay, and its natural existence. So there are a lot of other physical and physiological benefits, health benefits associated with that hypnotic state and that relaxed state. So you start seeing some other benefits occur as well as you do self-hypnosis. And there's no side effects. That's the beauty of doing self-hypnosis. There's no side effects. It's all good. Okay? As long as you do it, it's all good. And so this altering of your being is going to put you more in tune with yourself and the natural energy of your existence, which is something that you mentioned. Okay, how does that sound?
No, it sounds fantastic. It's not just the focusing, but it will help everything. It will help me feel better, help be healthier as well. So it sounds awesome.
Yeah, it has a lot of benefits. And benefits that you wouldn't even imagine will just start to happen.
That's it. If life just falls into place, it would be fantastic.
Absolutely. Yeah. Things become a lot easier.
Yeah.
Okay. good. So in summary, this self-hypnosis is going to help you to reduce any stress.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to help you clear your mind of any negative thoughts. It's going to help your mind focus more on solutions. It's going to improve your concentration. It's going to improve your personal interaction with others. It's going to give you control over many aspects of your life, not only control over your ability to focus and concentrate, but many other things. And it's going to create and support more confidence within yourself to do those things that you want to do and achieve in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And there are, you mentioned that you've tried some YouTube videos and things, and there are many self-hypnosis books, many videos, many free resources online, and I would encourage you to explore and experiment with these, because I'm going to teach you a specific approach to self-hypnosis, but there are many different approaches, and by exploring and by understanding self-hypnosis, and then by exploring other ways of doing self-hypnosis, you'll find things that work for you and that feel good and right for you. Then I would encourage you to do those, because as long as you're comfortable doing it, as long as you're happy doing it, then you'll have more fun doing it, and you'll do more of it, which is really the secret behind this. Is, as I said, the more you do, the more proficient, and the more you benefit from it.
Right.
Just like the practice of meditation.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just taking the tools and using them every day.
Absolutely.
Until it improves my focus and other things in my life as well.
That's right, yes.
Yeah.
So, are there any questions on that? I'm going to explain to you how you're going to do self-hypnosis before I actually hypnotise you and take you into the hypnotic state and reteach it to you in hypnosis.
At the moment, I think you've covered the things I was most worried about.
Okay.
Me being in control, but don't worry about that, and also bringing myself back out of hypnosis.
Yeah.
So those would be my main concerns, but I feel good. You've answered those. I feel safe about this now.
If you think of a submarine, a submarine can sit on top of the water just as any other ship, and then it can dive below the surface, and if it wants to pop back up to the surface, it can, but it can also stay below the surface and pop its periscope up and have a look around and pull it back down. It can go deeper in below the surface of the water. It can come back up. It can come back up on the top. So you're just like that submarine when you go into hypnosis, because you can take yourself as deep as you want and come back up, open your eyes, have a look around, go back down. You're in total control.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you do self-hypnosis? Well, first you decide how long you want to be in the self-hypnosis process, how long you're going to do the process, and how long you want to remain in that self-hypnotic state, and also decide what it is you want to achieve from the hypnosis. Okay, it's very important to have that in mind before you do the self-hypnosis. So you decide, right, I'm going to do self-hypnosis for 10 minutes, and what I'm going to do when I'm in that hypnotic state is I'm going to change my state, my physiological state, from being, say, tired to being more energetic. So when I come out of self-hypnosis, I'm going to be feeling more energetic. So you have a purpose when you go into the self-hypnosis, something you want to achieve, and you have to have that clear in your mind before you start doing it.
Okay.
So you don't want to go into self-hypnosis, and then once you're in self-hypnosis, start thinking about what it is you want to achieve. Always have an outcome defined before you enter into self-hypnosis. Now, it's suggested that 10 to 15 minutes of self-hypnosis practice twice a day is good when you're first starting out. Okay, there is no limit to how much you can do, but don't become a trance junkie. Some people go into self-hypnosis for hours because they love it. But we say start with 10 to 15 minutes when you're first starting out, and then once you get used to it, then you can decide how long you want to do it. But if you do it twice a day, that's good practice. If you're really stressed, I would recommend you do 20 minutes twice a day.
Okay.
Once maybe midday or in the morning, once in the evening.
Okay.
And the more you do, obviously, the better and the quicker the effects are going to be established. And as I said, like anything else, you become more proficient through practice. So the more you practice, the better. For the first 10 days, try to practice, as I say, twice a day for 10 to 15 minutes each time. And consciously tell yourself that you're going to do self-hypnosis for 10 minutes, for example. And don't set an alarm, okay, for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Allow your body clock to decide when that time is up. So I'm sure you've been many times in situations where you've gone to bed, you set your alarm, and you've woken up just before the alarm goes off.
Yeah, even today that happened, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Well, this is an example of how your body clock works. Your body knows when it's time to wake up. And so if you tell yourself, I want to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning, tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, you'll wake up. Yeah. And so we're going to use the same natural body clock, biological clock process, where you say to yourself, I'm going to do self-hypnosis for 10 minutes, and when that 10 minutes is up, I'm going to bring myself out. So you don't need to set an alarm, because the alarm might jolt you out of self-hypnosis and you want to come out in a nice, controlled, relaxed way. It's sort of like if you went to sleep and somebody shook you awake.
It's not a good way to start the day, is it?
No. So we're going to do a gentle awakening from your self-hypnosis. And so this is why we don't set the alarm. Now what you can do, if you have, say, a meeting or you need to be somewhere, what you can do is set the alarm maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes later, but put it somewhere in another room where you can still hear it, but don't put it next to you or near you. Make sure all the phones are off, even the doorbell's disabled, or there's no way you're going to be disturbed. So if there's noise outside, close the windows. So you're happy with not setting an alarm and just relying on your body clock to tell you when it's time.
If you say my body clock can do that, I'm happy.
Yeah, no.
I'm happy
but you said this morning you woke up before the alarm, so you can do it.
Yeah.
So this is what I want you to do: is I want you to say, I'm going to do it for 10 minutes, and then instead of setting an alarm, just use your body clock. You'll find that you may be a couple minutes off initially, but eventually it'll be more or less on the time. Yeah. So just keep doing it with practice, and it'll just come naturally. Okay. So don't worry too much. All right.
Little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So once you decide what you're going to do, how long you're going to do it, then all you need to do is make yourself comfortable. Okay. And I recommend that you don't lie down in bed when you do it, unless you're doing it at night when you go to sleep and you want to drift off into sleep, because bed's associated with sleep. If you lie down in bed, you're going to go to sleep. So it's better if you sit in a comfortable chair, or recline yourself, maybe in a nice reclining chair. I'm going to be doing it in this chair. So if you can get into hypnosis in this chair, you can get into hypnosis anywhere. Okay. And so, but the key is to be comfortable. Okay, to allow yourself to be comfortable. A nice comfortable chair is fine, or settee or anything like that. Okay, and at any time you need to move around and adjust yourself, you can. So you don't need to just sit still. You can. It's totally flexible. And so when you're sitting, lying down somewhere, you've been to the toilet, you're not starving, and you feel comfortable, then you can go ahead and start your self-hypnosis. And all you need to do to start is close your eyes. And you don't have to do this now.
Okay.
I'm just explaining it to you now, and then I'm going to take you through it as a session, so you'll be able to understand and follow. But I'm just explaining to you now. Okay. So you close your eyes, and once you close your eyes, you slowly count down from 10 to 1. So just silently and mentally count down in your mind. Okay. And you say the numbers with your out breath. Okay. So it's 10, 9, okay, so always on the out breath, because that's a relaxation state. Now, you can, if you need to de-stress very quickly, you can just continue to repeat the word calm, calm, each time you breathe out, until you feel calm and relaxed. Now, you do that with each out breath until you feel calm. And I'm going to teach you something called progressive relaxation, where you're going to relax all the muscles of your body, so you can do that as well to become relaxed. Now, if you want to focus on a goal, then all you have to do is imagine, see, feel yourself achieving your goal, achieving the outcome, as if you've already done it. And this is something we refer to as future pacing. So this is where, let's say you had a job interview next week and you want the job interview to go well. So what you can do is do self-hypnosis and imagine in the past the job interview going well and what it was like, and then taking yourself forward to job interview next week and imagine it all going well, see yourself doing well, see yourself coming away from the job interview and achieving getting the job. So this is another technique that you can do in self-hypnosis. But there's the simple one is just the body relaxation and the mental mind relaxation techniques. That's one thing you can do if you just need to relax. Or let's say you can future pace, see yourself achieving something in the future.
Okay.
Now you can also give yourself positive suggestions to act upon, which you would formulate before you went into self-hypnosis. And it's important that you make your suggestions simple and positive. And be clear about exactly what you want, how you want to feel, how you want to think, and how you want to behave. And your suggestions should never include negative. So make sure that you say, let's say if you wanted to eat more healthy food, I enjoy eating more healthy food, as opposed to saying, I don't want to eat unhealthy food. Or if it's something like, I want to become a more healthy weight, shape and size, as opposed to saying I want to lose weight, or I don't want to do something. I don't want, for example, with your focusing concentration, I want to be able to focus and concentrate more, as opposed to saying something negatively as I don't want to be distracted. So we want you to use more positive language, more positive outcome. So if you think of the negative, think of what the opposite is, and then use that for your suggestions.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Now, if you want to change your state to something more positive, like having more energy, more confidence, more motivation, something like that, then all you have to do is remember a time when you felt that way. So remember a time when you felt energized. And then in your self-hypnosis, go back to that time, bring back those feelings of energy and vitality, and then tell yourself, when I open my eyes, this is how I'm going to feel. So you can very quickly change your state from an unwanted negative state to a more positive state. So if it is having more confidence, if it's being more motivated to do something, let's say you're feeling a bit lethargic and not motivated to do anything, but you have something that you need to do, like maybe some studying or something like that, then you can tell yourself, right, I'm going to do self-hypnosis for 5-10 minutes just to change my state from lethargic to being more motivated. And then you go into self-hypnosis, imagine a time when you felt energized and motivated, bring those feelings back, and then tell yourself, now hang on to these feelings, and when I count myself out of self-hypnosis, I'm going to still feel these, and I'm going to go and I'm going to do what it is I have to do.
Okay.
So that's another thing that you can do in your self-hypnosis. Another option is if you are trying to find an answer to something, or trying to make a decision about something. Do I accept that job or do I accept that job? Do something as simple as, do I go one place on holiday, or do I go another place on holiday? Or do I paint the kitchen light green, or do I paint it yellow? You can ask your subconscious mind to help you to make these decisions for you. Okay? So all you would do then is, once you're in that hypnotic state, is just ask your subconscious mind if it would be willing to help find an answer and help you decide which option to go for.
It's kind of like your intuition, like getting in touch with that.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's what we're talking about here, is intuition. It's that gut feeling.
Yeah.
Because when we think about it consciously, the conscious thinking gets in the way. But when we just allow our intuition to make the decisions, normally they're the right decisions that we want. Okay.
Exactly.
So those are some options you can do when you're doing your self-hypnosis. And there's a lot more that you can do with self-hypnosis, but I just want to give you a handful of options that you can do. So you can think about maybe doing one of those for this practice. Okay, and you already mentioned that you want to be able to focus and concentrate more.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for
clarity of thought.
Okay, so for this practice, that's what we'll have you do, is we'll have you focus on being able to focus and concentrate more. Okay, and then when you go away and practice this over the next few days, over the next week, just keep practicing that particular aspect until you find you do become more focused. This is another important thing with self-hypnosis, is that you don't overwhelm yourself and don't overwhelm your subconscious mind. So only work on one thing at a time, and then once you've achieved that, then you can move on to working on something else.
So don't expect miracles in the beginning, just step by step.
Yes, it can happen quite quickly. Everybody's different, and changes can happen immediately, or they can be subtle, they can be very profound, they can take a few days. Eventually they'll happen, but it just depends on how much work and effort you put into it, how quickly it happens. And as I say, it can happen instantly. But what I don't want you to do is, let's say you're working on being able to focus and concentrate. So keep using self-hypnosis until you're able to achieve that focus and concentration. Don't work on that and then work on another outcome as well, another goal as well. Okay, like finding a new job or doing something like that.
But this is why I need to learn to focus as well.
Yes, and that will help you.
For this,
And that will help you with other things as well, and doing self-hypnosis in the future. And all you have to do then to come out of self-hypnosis, once you've done the work that you want to do, is to tell yourself, okay, I've now done my self-hypnosis, I'm now going to bring myself out of self-hypnosis with the suggestions I've given myself, and then you just count up in your head from 1 to 10, slowly count up from 1 to 10, and tell yourself at count 10 I'm going to open my eyes, and then you will open your eyes and you'll be back to normal. Now you can also give yourself suggestions of, when I open my eyes, I'm going to feel motivated, I'm going to feel energized, I'm going to feel positive, I'm going to feel good. So you can also add some suggestions like that into it. Okay? Now, when you open your eyes, slowly open them when you're ready. Don't rush it. It's not a race. Just bring yourself out, count yourself up, open your eyes, and then give yourself a few moments to make sure you're fully back in a fully alert state. Okay. So you're fully orientated to your surroundings. All right? Now, if you practice before you go to bed at night, so you can do this at night in bed as a way to drift off to sleep, or as just time to relax before you go to sleep. Now, if you're going to practice before you go to sleep, don't count up from 1 to 10 and wake yourself. Okay, just tell yourself that you're going to fall into a deep, natural sleep in which you'll wake up at the appropriate time.
Otherwise you won't go to sleep, maybe.
Yeah, because with self-hypnosis, it's like having a power nap. Okay, so in the day, if you are feeling a little bit drained, a little bit tired, if you have a power nap, it helps to revitalize you. Self-hypnosis works in the same way. So you can actually use self-hypnosis as a power nap to revitalize and energize yourself. Okay. But when you do it at night before bed, you don't want to give yourself suggestions for energy. You just want to give yourself suggestions of comfort, relaxation, and going deep asleep. Okay. So you're happy with all that?
I think so, yes.
All right, good. So I'm going to now teach you to do it in trance. I'm going to take you through the process so you understand what self-hypnosis is and how to do it. Before I do, I just want to mention that this is only one technique. Okay, it's only one approach, and there are many ways of doing it. So if you find that you're doing this for a while and you become bored with the technique, then you can substitute the deepening process by maybe hearing your favorite piece of relaxing music. Don't play marching music or energized music, just relaxing music. Normally without lyrics. Okay, because lyrics have meaning to them and you don't want to get wrapped into any emotions associated with lyrics. So any relaxing, calming type sounds or music if you like the sound of the sea, or the sound of birds, singing, these sorts of things that you find calming and relaxing, then you can do that.
Okay.
So there are many ways of doing self-hypnosis and getting yourself into a relaxed state. So maybe imagine yourself taking a pleasant journey. What do you normally do to relax?
I like to go down to the beach and sort of have a walk along the sand.
All you need to do is when you close your eyes, just imagine yourself. You don't even need to count yourself down. Just imagine yourself walking along a beach, relaxing, and the more you walk along the beach, the more relaxed you become, and when you feel totally relaxed, you're in your hypnotic state, and then you do the work that you need to do. So you can take yourself on a journey. So the idea is that you find what works best for you, as long as you can get yourself in one of those relaxed states, and so that your subconscious mind is receptive to the work that you're going to do. That's fine. Okay?
Okay.
Good. Okay, Marie, so now it's time to experience hypnosis. Are there any questions about anything?
At the moment, no. I think we've covered a few worries of mine.
All right, great, good. Well, self-hypnosis is generally safe for everyone, okay? But I want to ask you just a few questions, just to make sure that there aren't any contraindications for its use with you. Have you suffered from any recent panic attacks?
No.
Okay, you suffered from any major depressive episodes recently?
No, nothing serious.
Okay, and are you okay with closing your eyes? You're wearing contact lenses?
No contacts.
Okay,
so
great.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So, as I say, hypnosis is safe. It's just some of the techniques we use, we may have to adjust them for particular individuals, and I just wanted to double check that we were okay to use the processes I'm going to be using with you today.
Okay.
All right.